undergrad, so they
Yeah.
were like, this is
And
great.
that never-
It's coming up on
If you stay in academia, it never
paper
stops.
season, by the
If you
way.
stay in
It's the
academia,
essential
paper
means
season.
large, by the way.
Yes.
Paper season. I don't assign papers, so. I mean, they write a lot, but I don't do a paper anymore.
Oh, see, I still have to do
Yeah, no papers for me this semester.
In any
Oh,
case,
creepy.
Oh no, it looks like I have to have the game window active to play. That's fine. We'll just move it right here.
I guess that would make sense.
It does. Look, I bought Dragon Quest III, everybody. We streamed it. We were going to stream it for 1 week, and we streamed it for 7 weeks. That's the way things work around here.
Hey, you know,
Sure, just one more week.
Yeah, we used to do like a lot of games in full, and then Final Fantasy VII ruined us, and we were like, we can't do this again.
And then all of us
Yeah, we always used to do
realized that
games in
we
full.
did
Karen's
not know
camera
it.
looks weird on stream.
Oh yeah, I can fix that here. Dragon Quest III was Dana's big childhood game.
It was
and
one
so
of them.
we played it for 7 weeks because she fell in love immediately. Cured herself of pneumonia live on camera.
I did not. In fact, I struggled with it for like 6 weeks. Yeah, so I would have Twitch open and muted so you can hang out and chat.
Was that a yes?
That is a yes, Jessica.
Okay.
We're gonna let this play and then we'll like introduce here. That's brass.
I love it. I love it.
This is Game of the
I'm with that. 100%. Maybe this will be my new entrance music.
Ooh. It's good string writing.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I basically played this movie before, like based on the passive working streamline.
Oops, hold on.
Ooh, lost ya. Aw. So sweet.
That makes my heart happy.
That ending really gives it like a little extra dose of national anthem with the snare and everything.
We are
Okay,
gonna
so
lower that a little bit so we can talk over it. That was loud. I'm sorry.
so a
everybody.
lot of folks know our guest, but this is the esteemed Dr. Jessica Getman,
It is Jessica Getman.
who we love,
Welcome.
and
Does a bunch of science fiction and television music world stuff.
we
That
should have picked a sci-fi
was a-
game
was an
or like a
amazing
friggin'
model
Star
for
Trek game
many
for a
of
night, but
us
you know.
when we were attending our first conferences at Music of the Moving Image and other conference spaces that games and linear media cross over. Jessica's one of those amazing folks that like was a strong model for us, a couple years older than us, the people we wanted to become when we started, basically.
Yeah, it's true. I still want to take after Jessica. So
I have to
Oh,
note
that's
here,
really sweet.
because we are coming to this on the heels of Dragon Quest III, which is the first title chronologically. Note the description of Dragon Quest I. Thanks to the heroic efforts of the legendary Erdrick, parentheses, from 3, the Lord of the Underworld
close
was
the door?
defeated, and peace returned to the land of Elfgard. Yet this peace was not to last, as the diabolical Dragon Lord rose up and unleashed horde upon horde of monsters in the realm once more. Now it falls to us, Erdrick's descendants, to lay the fiend low and rescue the world from its plight.
Ready.
We will not do Dragon Quest II at all today. We're going to save that for a totally separate week, but it's the same package.
I will say it was really hard for me to focus on the story. I mean, I know the story because I've played these games, but it was hard for me to focus because all I was paying attention to was this like this pizzicato moment with the bells.
It's really
It's so
nice.
jaunty.
I like this.
I have to remind everybody that every note of this is the Tokyo Metropolitan Philharmonic, and I am of the strong suspicion, potentially wait for NACRGM 26, everybody, that 80% of what we're about to hear was recorded in the 80s for the symphonic suites for Dragon Quest. Originally
Nice.
for NKI, the TV orchestra in Japan, and later re-recorded by the Tokyo Phil.
I look forward to that paper.
You're just gonna have to hear a whole bunch of Dragon Quest music alongside a poster, I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
No one will complain.
No. Alright, as is tradition here, our name is gonna be Streamy.
I love it. I will say it's giving a little Leroy Anderson right now with the plink plank plunk.
Yep.
You want sleigh ride?
And
We could,
as
we could go-
usual,
Little
I'm
sleigh riding.
addicted to the overly Scottish accents they assign everybody in English, and therefore we must do English. Sorry to the Japanese purists out there.
Love a Scottish accent, so I'm very excited about this.
Alright, let's
Streamy.
give this a spin, team.
Ugh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Now notice, unlike
You know-
starting just in the castle, which we would have done for the original release, the voice of the goddess calls to us once more. The same opening from Dragon Quest III to the HD. They are unifying this franchise.
Are you gonna take a personality quiz that calls you all out?
A great darkness threatens
I don't want
this
to be called
world.
aloud. I suppose I have to do it if it comes up, don't I?
It will swallow it entirely.
I think that's a 3 thing, though.
It may already be too late. Nevertheless, perhaps you, Scion of Erdrick, might prevail. Please, you must make for Tantachel.
Some
You
reverb
must
on her
do
voice.
that
Tantagel.
you can. The fate of the world.
I never pronounced it
rests with
Tantagel.
you.
Neither did I. Tantagel.
Now, our
It's so
unreconstructed
pretty.
lout does not necessarily have to appear on camera every week, Julianne. Hope you're feeling well, or soon feeling well, out there.
Yeah, so
Out.
they released these out of order to basically reorder the chronology.
It's the
Because-
same thing as the C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia books, where they were written out of chronological order and then republished
Right.
later.
Yeah.
So they released 3 first, and they give you this personality quiz at the beginning, and we had Julianne take it for us when we played this. And there's a bunch of different options you can get, but it it read her to filth. It was like you're an unrestricted lout, and you only like care about yourself.
Yeah, you hate other people. You probably won't become better. The best we can hope for you is you learn some small basic compassion. But even that's probably
We were like,
it went on for pages and pages about how terrible of a person Julianne Grasso is, and of course she's like all of our favorite persons. So it's like, well, help me.
Yeah, it just kept going. It was so mean. And then we had Tuesday night, Sarah and I drove up to Ryan's, because then we did the rest of the drive up to Minneapolis for AMS. Tuesday night, we were like, Sarah has to take this personality quiz, and hers was all saying that she was like really selfish and like
Stubborn.
she didn't
right?
get a good one either.
She was a stubborn mule.
Yikes.
She was
Everybody.
a stubborn mule. That's right.
Wow. That was also a really great battle theme, by the way.
Yes.
Ooh, hold on,
I'm
we
sure
gotta
we'll
take
hear it
this.
again to
this.
talk about it.
My heart is happy. My heart is so happy.
hearing this too. I really like
And
the
the beep
instrumentation
speech.
For just
choice.
a minute here, and just let this track play and float over us for a minute, everybody.
Listen to the way that the beep. Can you like beep speechy get a little bit more?
Yeah, one more.
Are they? Is it pitched beep
It is
speech?
pitched in this one, so the female character there has a
Yeah.
higher beep, if you will, than the male character.
So there's pitched beep speech, but it's still like timbrely and like pitch level E blends in with the soundtrack in a way that kind of almost mimics the original,
Yeah.
which is really neat.
I have to point out that we've heard the
Ooh.
main melody 3 or 4 times now, and it always is another new instrument added. It has not yet
Yeah.
repeated on the same one. And this is a killer orchestration of this track.
this
Yeah,
cello
it is.
line is
It's
sending
beautiful.
me. Or actually, that was Viola's, I
That was
think.
viola.
Because now we're
Now
at
the cello
cello.
has taken it.
Hell yeah.
Really feels like 1940s, 1950s Disney orchestration.
A little bit.
Yeah, and
Little
that's
bit.
Like
really
the-
Sugiyama's wheelhouse here.
Yeah.
It's richer
Yeah, so
than that,
he-
though. It's richer than Disney.
Richer than Disney.
Like I don't. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
schmaltzier, fuller
Yeah.
sound. Yeah,
Smaltzier.
but if you think
Stringsier.
of,
Well,
like,
it's not trying to get out of the way of a singing voice, for one.
it's not quite as all the instruments are on all the time the way a Max Steiner score is.
Right.
But it feels like the orchestra, if that's sitting here, is as big as that. If that makes sense.
They're really beautifully balanced.
Oh, Ryan sounds a bit low. I can fix that. Hold on, team. There we go.
So good.
Now I sound bigger. Check that out.
I love a good pizzicato moment in an orchestration.
Yeah, and I do think
I don't want it
oboe
to be
is
the only
first.
thing that I
suspect
do,
we've
but-
looped now.
Yeah, this
We have.
this is the
Yeah.
loop, yeah. I do
Back to
like
that
the,
first
let the
pastoral
violin
oboe.
take it over, but I love how they have it cascade down the strings. Like it feels a little different each time. The
Ryan
violin
Julian says
is
you
probably
say it
the
sounds
worst
exactly
of
the
the three.
same.
Julian, hold on.
You did nothing.
There, now I sound more when I speak. Even more. Thank you, Julian.
There we go.
Even off camera, you just can
Oh,
dunk on me with a word.
chat here, Andrew. Leroy
Oh.
Anderson meets Leonard Bernstein, Chichester
Ryan.
Psalms, Movement 1. I love that.
Like whatever you did, bumped everything to one side of me.
Oh, I didn't change
happening?
any of that. I did increase my own microphone volume, and my levels on the meter are reading higher now.
Oh,
Julian.
there we go.
Oh, and Andrew
That's
doesn't
really
hear
weird.
me. Only Zool, so that's fun.
That's fun.
I know that Julian
Okay.
hears Dana. That is Andrew's issue.
Okay.
Karen sounds good now. What is happening? I don't know, Julianne. I don't know. I'm just reveling in this music that brings me joy.
I want to hear the castle music like as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We just got to do this.
I can't wait. Like, if we get to a cave, I want to hear cave music.
We'll go
I'm
to the
so
cave
excited.
almost right away, right?
Usually you go to the castle first, don't you?
Castle, then town, then cave. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you do go
the
get your
first
cave pretty
place
quickly.
you go is the cave.
Yeah.
This shot, by the way, gives me
That's beautiful.
Final Fantasy I Light Warriors crossing the bridge vibes here. But also, I think of Dragon Quest III now. Like, experiencing the franchise in the proper order is really fun. Alright, here's your town music.
I will never call it Tantagel.
In your head, was it like Tentagel or
Tantagle. I always had like a
Tantagle?
hard G. I had a hard G.
It was
Tentacle.
always Tantagel.
I always
for
like
me.
the hard G's. Yeah.
Alright, I suppose we have to sit and wait on this track a minute as well.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, that's a
Love the
string
second
line
violin
for Dana,
line.
right? Yeah.
It's specifically the second violin line that I want to play.
What's interesting is that this arrangement is like, it feels to me like it's slower than the 8-bit.
It probably is slightly slower.
That it is. It feels slightly slower, which to me makes it feel less royal and more pastoral.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
bringing out like all this lush greenness and not the castle. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels.
Yeah. And I'm sure
I love
it's
it.
meant
It's
to play
also
for the
raw.
rest of the town, right? Not just the castle. Because the castle interior will have its own theme shortly. I think it's interesting, by the way. I'm not necessarily opposed to this for the first and only the first game. But we could not choose a gender anymore for our character. Did you notice that Streamy is male by default, and that's the only option here? In the
What?
third
I mean-
game, we got to choose.
tracks given the original game, although...
But that's something you could modernize, right? Like,
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I liked the little writ at the end there. That was cute.
it was, yeah.
Because that's another, if you're going to use the full orchestra, you aren't beholden to, like, you know, a default rate of tempo. Like, not that we can't do speed changes in the NES, but it's not a super common thing, right?
Right.
To get encoded in that way. I was listening to the first two, the original soundtracks, so I'd have them fresh in my ear for this. I didn't really need much refreshing on this game, though.
I could sing this whole game in my sleep, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, this is just awesome.
Oh, here
Right.
we go.
Karen
Here
grew
we
up with
go.
this one the way I grew up with the first Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with the first Final Fantasy too, but I didn't play it like this.
Yeah.
This is also slow.
It is slow.
Does it give it a different feel?
Well met,
I mean, I would
Yes.
assume
Than
it
the
would.
other
The
one.
timbre
It
gives it a
seemeth thou
different
art
feel,
a
but
warrior
the,
I
of great
think
skill.
the town theme was
We have long awaited the
bigger,
coming
different
of one
feel than
such
this
as
one
thee.
is for me.
The captain did relate to me the tale of
This
how
still
thou
feels
didst best a
royal
whole horde
and
of fiends
appropriate.
single-handedly,
Mhm.
and did thereby deliver heat. And not only this, but thou art of the bloodline of mighty Erdrick.
So,
Is this
for
true?
Julian in chat.
Then thou
in
knowest,
3,
of
it
course,
turns to
the
harpsichord
legend
at
of
night.
thine
Our
ancestors'
first order of
deeds.
business will be to cycle the day and find out.
Yeah, we got to see what stuff sounds like at night, because we were so impressed with what they did with 3
So,
with that.
Karen,
Yeah, so,
you get to make this
for-
decision. Is our character familiar with the ancestors' legend here?
I would say let's go with no, because I want to know what happens in this.
Truly? 'Tis a story so widely known that I had imagined not a single soul in our world to be ignorant of it.
You idiot.
Fear
I like
not,
this
friend.
voice
Right,
acting.
you
This
know
is
that.
no attempt to catch thee in a lie, as all here are no doubt aware. In days of yore, thy revered ancestor did receive of the almighty goddess the sphere of light, and by
Like the
its
extension
power
happened.
was our world rid of
I
the
will
monstrous
note,
menace
this is
that
a
beset
Ooh,
it.
rewrite.
little
They
key
did not,
change
in
moment.
fact,
Yet
know
the
what
tales
happened
make
in
no
Dragon Quest
mention
3
of any of the
and Dragon
heroes'
Quest 1.
bloodline having
Yeah.
survived to the present day. Thou truly believest it to be so? That thou art of the line of Erdrick?
That parallel movement right there, I took a breath, everybody. That's good. We do
Yeah.
believe that we are the chosen person.
I
though.
do. We
So
do.
one of my
Praise be!
if I had to make a
These are glad
hypothesis as
tidings
to why
indeed.
this one is slightly slowed down,
possessest
I think it
thou
has
proof,
to do
perhaps,
with
of
maybe
this
bringing
claim?
out that
Or are we
opening
to believe it
was
based solely on a
cello
voice
bass,
heard in a dream?
and my guess is it was to get the bass line to really cut properly. Like
Yeah, that
having it
makes
a
sense.
little slower so that projected better.
Yep.
Thou plainly wearest thy heart on thy sleeve, young man. 'Tis an endearing trait indeed. Mine own
I
line is
absolutely
one
agree, by the
intimately
way,
entwined with that
Jessica,
of the
with you in
hero
chat
of
here,
legend.
that, like, we all
And
have this
according to the
association of
tales
the
passed
Baroque
down
with
among
the
us, the hero who laid low the lord of the underworld was also
Well,
guided by a
How much of this
voice
music was
heard
written
in
for like
dreams.
aristocratic or royal patrons?
Majesty,
you know?
please. It will not do to share
All
the
we need is,
secrets of the royal line so
Will's article,
freely.
right?
Calm thyself.
Flip the buck.
Though we lack for proof, I would place my faith in this youngster nonetheless.
Addie just checked in about having
Better
the
that
caffeine
than
soda
lose
this
all
late.
hope
We're
for
not
the
going to do it,
salvation
Dana.
of
You
our
go ahead.
benighted realm.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I
Everybody.
couldn't do it this late. Sorry.
Sarah
I
and I
mean,
had
it's
to
only
stop.
6 o'clock over here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Now,
Jessica,
young
you're good.
hero.
You're
It's
good.
Thou too
fine.
wouldst
Um,
know the truth of thy bloodline,
on the way
wouldst thou
home
not?
from
Then hie thee to the
Brian's,
cave that doth bear
the
thine
rest of the way
ancestors'
to
title.
Cleveland at all. Sarah has an electric car, so we had to stop to charge,
Return
and we
to me
went
with what
into
thou
like a
findest
giant
there.
eagle just to like
This shall
use
be
the bathroom
go
and
forth,
stuff.
brave hero,
And they
and
had
may the
this
goddess guide thee.
talking right over the king.
Goddess.
How dare I? They had this. It's holiday creamy vanilla Coca-Cola, and I was like, I'm kind of a vanilla fan, as we know. So I was like, I'm really curious. But I was like, but how is it different from regular vanilla Coke? So I procured both, so I can try them side by side. So here we go.
I'm gonna cycle the day and the night and see what happens. I will note, if for some reason we can't, because the original game had no day-night cycle,
Yeah.
you do get the night version of this town and castle in Dragon Quest III, which we have heard, and I want them to reuse that. I don't want, like, to reuse the Dragon Quest III 2D HD version. I don't want there to be a second night orchestration here. That's too much, in my opinion. I want to be able to create some amount of continuity across the trilogy here.
Yeah, we found it really interesting. The castle theme for 3, Jessica, the daytime was very like Vivaldi, like chamber symphony kind of moment, or maybe like a trio sonata type thing. Concerto grosso, that was the word I was looking for. And then the nighttime was this like intimate harpsichord version of it. And we're like, oh, it's like, you know, you're like in your chambers at night just playing for yourself.
Yeah. A marvelous makeover kit.
Ooh.
Well done.
Yeah, no nighttime, team.
The makeover kit is just a note that says take off your glasses.
Yeah, no nighttime. Well, I mean, but again, that
Like a
tracks like
90s
the same
movie.
with the original game.
It does track, yeah.
Do a French tuck.
Yeah, do a French tuck and take off your glasses. That's all you need.
Oh no, wait.
So
Look at
I
this.
can report.
What? What? I'm sorry. What is happening here?
We're in the dog suit now.
You're like
No,
a Shiba
but
Inu.
why? Why is there a dog suit?
Because I played Dragon Quest III and my reward is the dog suit. But
Oh, okay.
also, its defense is 53 at a starting value of 26 for the leather suit. So if I lose at any point, we're going to be putting on the dog suit. I'm just saying.
That's amazing. Okay. And I agree with Julianne. We need a boudoir
We have
harpsichord.
Mouville Eggnog instead as the drink tonight. Cheers, everyone.
Oh, that's a great. I almost bought eggnog at the store today, but I was like, hey,
Ooh,
I
yeah.
usually don't
That's the
Christmas it up until Black Friday.
I will note
Eggnog can start at Thanksgiving. I'm
this
okay with
version
that.
is friendly to you and starts you with basic gear. The original Dragon Quest 1, you had to go get your own stuff. But we've got things. We don't need stuff. Let's go.
I like not quite gallant. Yeah, I
Yeah.
am having a soda side quest for sure. Okay, so my report here on them is Holiday Creamy Vanilla has more of like a French vanilla vibe. You know how like French vanilla is more of like a custardy vanilla than like regular vanilla ice cream?
Yep.
That's essentially the difference between the two, and I like it more. I don't not like the regular vanilla Coke.
This one time,
I am going to have
we're
both
going
of
to
them.
let the combat track play out, by the way.
Okay, like restatement, suddenly getting ramped up.
Yep. Makes this cute little bat thing seem much more of a big deal than it is.
Much more epic.
He's cute. Oh, that's
Oh
interesting.
my god, Julianne said it and commanded the orchestra to do exactly that.
Remember the Bach family's up to.
Quick, Julianne, tell this bat to give me 1,000 gold when I kill it, please.
The one kid with the horns break.
Is this doing this because we're stopping?
No.
No. I don't know how I
Ooh.
feel about this.
Ooh.
That
Okay.
monster does not look very terrifying.
It doesn't.
Okay, now we're Symphony Fantastiquing.
We
No,
are.
it's Fantasia. This is Disney Fantasia.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're sticking with Disney, then yes.
But I mean, it just
This
screams
bat
like
does
Fantasia.
not
But yeah.
merit that loop. I'm sorry. There's our repeat, by the way.
Okay.
Alright.
I love that it's a sound effect in this game, like
That it
to
keeps
do
the
the
chiptune in that moment only. Yeah.
like they could
spell
have orchestrated that, but they
tracking
didn't.
differently.
Die.
Nice.
Alright.
It just feels so over the top to get that sound with like a little tiny cute little monster.
Yes.
It is too over the top for that little monster, dude.
It makes me love it.
You could just lose yourself in this world map orchestration, though. That's beautiful.
No. Oh no. Are we gonna
Not
have
today.
the emoji? Oh shoot, I gotta re-up my subscription to the
Oh
channel.
my gosh, there's a he slime and a she slime.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
There's gendered slimes in this game?
The red slime has, in every subsequent re-release, has been renamed the she slime, Karen.
I did not know that.
That's not unique
Okay.
to this re-release of Dragon
Okay.
Quest, but it is a thing
Okay.
for the Dragon Quest games.
Okay, fair enough, because I really have spent only my time on the first one.
There we go. Ryan talked about maps, so we have to use not a map stream, Ryan. It's one of our
I
users.
just talked
I
about
still
liking
like
this
the-
music. I have not talked about the map yet, though if you want me to.
You talked about getting lost in the map.
In the map theme. It's not
Close.
the same thing. Cut me some slack here. Also, again, can we talk about the water in the background? Holy smokes, I love
Yeah, it's beautiful.
that.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
The
Andrew,
map
too
is
real.
beautiful.
Can't talk about gendered slimes in Alabama. There was an AMS After Dark talk that was like, so in Ohio we have to like post our syllabi online now, and they can be monitored and sanctioned for use of woke language. And so it was like everything I can't teach as a music theorist now, and it included stuff like retransitions in sonata form and like. I'm trying to remember what, like, there were a bunch of examples like that. And then they finally were like, oh, but you can teach, this lickety piece, and it was called White on White. But then somebody like noticed in the Q&A, they were like, can you go back to the White on White slide? And they did, and like the instructions at the top mentioned orientation. They're like, are you sure about that? It was intense.
Here's
It
your
was a
cave
little
music,
bit,
by the
it
way,
was a little
Karen.
bit too real for me to laugh at.
Yeah.
But now I can like think back on it and think it was funny. But in the moment I was kind of like, I can't laugh at this.
Ooh,
I
I
do
love
like
that
this.
shimmer
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, as Karen correctly pointed out in Dragon Quest III, when you descend caves, it should descend in pitch as well.
We determined that in the first game, remember?
Yeah,
Let's
it's in
see.
the
We were able to go
original.
down a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Dragon Warrior 1 for sure.
I don't think that this group of misadventurers is in the original DQ1, by the way. I think they're added
No.
for flavor.
Gird
here.
thy
Oh
loins
no, these people are absolutely not.
would be hero. I love when people talk about girding their loins.
There is a person that you talk to, but it's not like. No wait, there are people. Is it 4 of them?
Probably not.
My guess
No,
is
I don't. No. There might be. I can't remember. Gosh, it's been a minute.
Wait, Andrew,
I haven't
are
played
you
it since
serious,
we
or are you
streamed
just
it.
playing with us in the chat?
But yeah, my recommendation here, if you were so inclined to try vanilla Cokes, the holiday one is real good. I like it. I'm gonna be talking about this for a while. Me
Nice.
and
I will try it tomorrow.
my vanilla love. Andrew, that's the scary thing. You don't know. Yep. We love you, Andrew. You know this. I am gonna drink both of these right now, but the holiday one's better.
So, did they change the spelling of these creatures in the later games too? Because these are not the original spellings.
Yeah, they did change some of the
I'm sure
names.
they updated some.
We determined that in 3, I think, too, where like some of them weren't quite what we. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I remember some of them were just like, oh, that's a little different. He had the soda analysis alongside the music analysis. You know, we contain multitudes.
I was
Real
trying to
rich.
figure out why in the world that octave glissando was like sounding so familiar. I'm pretty sure that baya was used like in the original Star Trek a bunch.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here going, why is this like danger motif like so familiar? It's probably also used in like tons of films too, but
Yeah.
I don't remember it in Star Trek, but I haven't watched the original Star Trek in a long time.
yeah,
That was never my jam.
it just sounds so.
What was
60s
your
Star
What was
Trek.
your first Star Trek, Jessica? Was it like TOS or was it one of the
It
other
was
ones?
it was Next Generation.
It was Next Gen.
The only reason
yeah.
I went back to TOS was the dissertation, but now I'm really glad I did because I kind of,
Yeah.
you kind of fall in love with it if it's your dissertation. So
Do you have an overall favorite like series?
Voyager.
I'm a Voyager
Interesting.
girl.
Although Lower Decks was always, I can't really say it's my favorite, but I enjoy it probably the
Yeah.
most. Yeah.
It did shift down in both pitch and tempo, by the way.
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
And I wonder, did we shift down in pitch because of a shift in tempo and allowed it to scale in that way? Does that make sense?
I mean, it went down both in pitch and tempo in the original game.
Yeah. Yeah,
I do need to go back to Star
remember
Trek.
There were a couple shows that I sort of remembered my mom watching or my parents watching, and so Next Gen I was like more like exposed to, and it wasn't until I was older that I went back and like really watched it.
Yeah.
But Voyager, she would tape off of UPN, and I'd come home from school the next day, and we would watch it together, and like because Janeway, female captain, girl
Yes.
power. Yeah, I remember thinking when I'm a grown up, I'm really gonna love coffee, and guess what? It was true.
Drinking coffee and
To Julian's
naps.
question in the chat, it only happens in Act 3, where you're recreating Dragon Quest 1 anachronistically. Which is, I guess, no longer anachronistically, again, now that they've been published in the order of...
Yeah. But I will say that the one that I never really fell for, and I get a lot of flack from my Star Trek friends, is I just didn't love Deep Space Nine. I know. I have to admit this. So here's my issues with it, which maybe will make it make sense. One, I don't like that it's a space station. There's something about like the actual traveling in a lot of the other series
seeing
that
new
I really
things.
appreciate. Yeah. Which means that like
New
it ends up
imagined.
being a lot about the political situation. Like, okay, but I just that element kind of grated on me. And then two, with it being such an ensemble cast, I felt like I wasn't as attached to the cast as a whole. I really liked Odo, and I liked what they end up doing with like Jadzia Dax, her storyline.
I like
and
that
Ezri,
storyline.
and like I thought that was interesting. It does have one of my favorite like moments episodes ever though, and that's when like Odo and Troy's mom get stuck in like the turbo lift together. That's like a really
Yeah.
beautiful episode.
that was a best moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, bearer
Yeah.
of my blood, heir to my destiny.
Oh man, you should like tell your sons that. Next time you have something important to tell them.
Right.
Bearer of my blood.
I'll just start calling Micah that.
Yeah. Heir to my destiny.
Come here, little
Now,
heir to my
I
destiny.
forget,
What?
Does this first cave tell you have to find all these 3 things in the original, Karen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in this language, but yeah,
Yeah.
something similar. Yeah.
But yeah, I get a lot of gasps when I'm like, I don't really like this. It's just not my
I didn't
series.
love it either until someone brought up. I didn't love it until like later in life, and someone was talking to me about like how important it was like socially, and I was like, oh, we're so right. And then I rewatched it and was like, yeah.
So Joe didn't grow up on Star Treks, and I did walk him all the way through Next Gen. We started Voyager there's a lot of shows that we start and then, we move to something else for a little bit and come back to. But I think he's going to like DS9 a lot more than I did. Like, I just feel like that's going to resonate more for him. So maybe I'll appreciate it more, like seeing somebody else really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Julianne, I think you're right. The first season was rough. Yeah, it's kind of like with the original, with Next Generation. The
Next
first
Generation season 1 is...
Yeah.
Doing the
That one's
rewatch
really
to show it to
tough.
Joe, I
You're
was like,
into it.
"Ooh, you have no idea how good it's going to get."
Yeah. I wasn't sold on it at first, and I didn't watch it until I was like old. Because I did not grow up with it. I did not want anything to do with it when I was a kid. It did not interest me in the slightest.
The other show I was
Now I
kind
love
of introduced too young and then didn't really appreciate until I was older was MASH. I remember being confused that it was like doctors, but we're like in the army. I was like, we're not in a hospital, because I was pretty little. And then of course in college, my college roommate had all of them on DVD. And
Nice.
we would just sit and watch them all the time. And so I got very invested in it at that point. And now it's like best ever show for me.
Oh, I love MASH. But I can remember like when it was on in its original airing, if I heard the MASH theme song, it meant that I was up sick because it was past my bedtime.
Yeah.
So it's like I definitely remember it, but then I actually started to like watch it. It was the same thing with Cheers. Like if I were hearing the Cheers theme song, it was like that's my bedtime, or maybe I'm up, because I'm ill or something like that, and I'd hear my mom watching Cheers in the background or something like that, or moonlighting,
Yeah.
something like
Here's
that.
for the grandparents, by the way. Child of my children.
Child of my children.
You guys ever talked about how like the typed or the written text is, at least in this one, has been like written in a way that it's almost, you're not hearing it, but you have kind of the visceral sense of the words in your head while you're reading it. So it's almost like an internal, I don't want to say an internal sound, but you can kind of, I don't know.
You can kind of
You
audiate.
feel it.
Yeah.
Pretty map.
I don't
Look at
know.
that pretty map.
I would say because all games in this era used to present pretty much all their text, because they couldn't really do like fidelity to sampled speech. A lot of it was pretty garbled and like compressed and downmixed. There's a really interesting moment, and Will Gibbons has written about it, like where we kind of transition to talkies, and there's like some awkwardnesses there, but then there comes a point where like games are like, we can do this now, we can record like full dialogue, and they basically stopped having subtitles, and games subsequently became unplayable by the deaf community as a result. So yeah, nowadays it's really common to have subtitles on by default. For major, like
I
to just
love
have
subtitles.
it.
Yeah.
But for a while they like kind of fell out of favor because they're like, oh, let's celebrate that we can like have full voice acting. Like, yeah, that's great, but it's kind of important to have both.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, but most games don't have the budget to do 100% full voice acting now, so they will have kind of a mix.
Yeah.
But I think also here it's that all this would have been beep speech, and now we have a kind of mix of beep speech and spoken dialogue, and then you have a moment like that where it's neither, because it's a voice from the past, it's not somebody you're actually talking to.
Yeah.
Or
So I
something
think there's
you're
a
reading,
legit
yeah.
choice there.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like authorial narrative voice that it's definitely reading. Like I think a lot of us like saw some of the like antiquated speech in these style games as a kid, and that could have been our first exposure to that in like a role-playing game.
For sure.
If we weren't watching a lot of fantasy movies at the
Right,
time,
right.
like the sword and sorcery stuff.
Yeah. But it also, like, if you're a kid that grew up on certain kinds of, like, folk tales and nursery rhymes and stuff, like Old Mother Goose language, it was like it built on that.
Yeah, we had a conversation.
It complemented that kind of stuff.
Pretty early in streaming history for us, where we talked about like words we learned from games because like we played them young enough that maybe we hadn't encountered the word elsewhere, and a lot of them came from like these role-playing games because they would be like there's a spell in Chrono Trigger called antipode, and like that's where I learned that word. Because where else would I have seen it?
Yeah.
So a lot of these, weaponry terms. Like, I didn't know what mithril was until way, way later. But I encountered it as like an armor type in these games. Oh, look at this Ratatouille boy.
Right,
He's a
Seen
rat
him
skull.
before.
He's a
He's
rat
not.
skull.
He's not from the original.
He's so cute.
That's a new. That's not in Dragon Warrior 1.
Huh.
Well, I like him because he's a rat skull.
I mean, it's cute, but
Here
not
for that.
not an enemy from the original.
Yeah.
I bet they borrowed from like some of the later games to bring some of this, some variety.
I like this wizard, but those I don't know, those hands I don't like. I don't like his
Yeah,
hands.
it doesn't
Thump
need the
was so
hands.
good. I loved
The
that animation of his thump.
prestidigitator. It's not a
Prestidigitator.
prestidigitator. It's a wizard. Oh, come
That just means
on.
a
Get off
bad
your high
wizard, right?
horse game.
But I mean, that's like what I'm talking about. What the original was called. I kind of
Yeah,
want, like, I get that it's a remake, but like, call it what it was and
Get a little
show us
fancy.
what it is now in the new graphic. You know what I mean? You don't need to rename them.
I like this church theme.
Oh.
We're just gonna wait a second here.
Yeah. Not in the original at all.
The church theme?
This isn't. Dragon Warrior 1 didn't have churches.
How'd you save?
Beautiful.
Did you say? I'm trying to remember.
You had to go to
Just
the
on-
inn. You rested.
The inns in town, right? Like there weren't separate
Yeah.
structures.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Or you could go back to the king.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have churches at all in
Did
Dragon
churches
Dragon
normally
Warrior 1.
start in 2 then? Because I definitely remember by 3 having to confess your sins to save.
Yeah, by 3.
No.
Yeah, to confess your
Yeah,
sins,
definitely not. That was not a thing in Dragon Warrior 1 at all.
Huh. We're full enough. We don't actually need
I
to
love
do it.
Julianne. Like, it's not a pipe organ. Pro pipe organ. I don't know where the hell we are.
It's true though. I'm a little flummoxed right now. I'm not loving this. I want fidelity to the original.
You ain't getting that with these. They took big swings with these remakes.
No kidding.
I don't know. I'm
I
a
thi-
fan of the track, everybody. I will
I mean, the
figure
track
out
is nice,
from
I
which
just-
game's symphonic suite it is from. Because I can't do it in real time, but I've got all the discs now.
Yeah, one thing that was really cool that Ryan showed us on the drive back was, like the main theme is in all the games. It's reorchestrated all 9 times.
Yeah.
And
Churches
each
started
orchestration
too.
is so good and so different.
Yeah, what's weird is the title theme we heard that we were all impressed by is actually Dragon Quest IV's symphonic suite.
Well, churches started in 2, so that is when they started.
Oh, did you look it up?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It's the
I have to go
Which
up
I didn't-
here.
I never really played 2. Yeah, you got to go up.
2, weirdly, of this 1-2 re-release package, is the game that I expect is going to benefit the most from the reworking. Because 1 was a carefully considered...
Future Fido.
Future Fido is pretty funny, you have to
Future
admit.
Fido is actually very good. 1
a
was a
wolf.
carefully considered project from the get-go. They wanted that game to be good. Dragon Quest 2 originally was a rush job made in 6 months to follow up and make more money off of the success of Dragon Quest 1.
Yeah.
And
Spaceballs 2, the quest for more money.
In many ways, just like Super Mario Bros. 2 is what we received in the States many years later as the Lost Levels. And Super Mario Bros. 3 is the game that makes platformers a permanent fixture of history. And I agree exactly that for Dragon Quest 3's role in the
And of course,
JRPG.
actual Mario 2 was just Doki Doki Panic with a Mario skin on it.
Yeah. See, I loved Super Mario 2. I did not
I
like
did
Dragon
too.
Warrior 2.
I loved Super Mario
and
2.
I did not play it. I did not like Dragon Warrior 2, and I never really continued with the series after that because why would I? I didn't like 2. I liked the first one.
Right.
If I can that.
2 is
That's what I
also
want.
balanced
It's a
very, very
putrefido
poorly.
now.
2 is hard. It's grindy, even compared to Dragon Quest 1, it's grindy.
Yeah. And I liked 1, but honestly, it took me a really long time to even decide that I wanted to spend the time to finish it because of the grindiness. That wasn't really where I was at when I was, 11, 12 years old. I wasn't my kind of preferred play type.
So, Karen, what played here? On the original? The ruins.
There weren't.
There weren't any, right? It's just you go to the next cave?
Yeah, I don't remember ruins. Wait, who's dude down here to talk to?
I'm
Looks
gonna
like
wait
a
for the
bard.
track to play because that dude is
Yeah.
holding an instrument and therefore it might change when I talk to him.
Yeah. I don't 100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
A
wow.
seed of strength? We don't get that.
The seeds permanently increase your stats. They're a holdover.
I was gonna say that's a
later
thing
games.
in 3. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll take it. Free experience points, basically. Right, that
I
entrance
really like this.
was great. I also was hoping we could talk to the cat.
What is Boldy roll?
I don't know.
Baldy roll. That's a total absolute poetry thing. That's never seen that before?
No.
Oh yeah, I mean you go and read, go and read like 20th century kids lit that's supposed to be like early British medievalism stuff. Yeah, it's in Baldy roll. All that Baldy roll. It's like all that nonsense, all that, yeah. Baldy roll and fidelity, yeah.
I didn't really grow up. I grew up on a lot of Rodgers and Hammerstein, but not Cinderella specifically. My dad is a big kind of classic musical theater guy, but that wasn't one that I remember hearing with him. Yeah, this Ruins music has a heft to it. Like it's just a big exhale, ain't it?
Yep. So this will be one of the sages that we have to inspire now, right? Yeah. Because, weirdly, instead of Dragon Quest III retracing Dragon Quest I, we have the unusual experience of all of the descendants, I'll bet, are reworked as the descendants of the Dragon Quest III sages.
Yeah.
To reinforce and rewrite that continuity as if they were more organized than they possibly could have been when they made them out of chronological order.
I like the hauntology reference here. But yeah, that it's like grief, death take on Ruins. We're not all the way to a Barber Adagio for strings, because like nothing's actually happened, right? That we're mourning specifically, but it has glimmers of it for sure.
Also, I love a bard with a sword on his back. I'm officially this character for the rest of the game.
I love a good bard with a sword. I mean, where's the lie though?
Sing softly and carry a big sword.
Alright, well, he's gone now. Onward.
Yeah. Bye, friend.
I do like a
here
fun
we are
musical
again.
excursion here. Got some more world mapping to do. I will note I'm playing the battles at 4 times speed, so we can just cruise through the game. I just want to hear more tracks.
Yeah.
I have thee now!
Future Fido. Adagio for strings haunts a lot of spaces musically, I will say.
Yeah.
There's even a moment in Hellblade 2 that I was like, I'm getting some Barber out of this.
Now, if memory serves, when I cross this next bridge, we should change to an entirely different and much larger set of bad guys.
But these are so cute.
Yeah, we're gonna move.
They
past
seem
the
cute, but
cuteness.
they fight you.
Yeah, okay, they're getting a little stronger.
Like they are aggressors.
Good time to level.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
little
out, but I'm
fanfare.
with power.
I 8 luck points, everybody. It is the way of the tenor here to have an infinite amount of luck by the end of the game.
Yeah, it is accurate to your character build in real life.
Yes, correct.
Ryan's luck stat is like way higher than the average person.
And it sounds so
Sounds like he's
pretentious and
interrupted.
losery to be like, I'm really good at being lucky and falling into random stuff. You have no idea how lucky I am.
But it's
But
true.
also, right?
Know not who thou art, but
What my highest
beg
stat
of thee.
is.
Send word to Tantagel.
Not Constitution.
The detachment
Not Constitution. I have the
dispatched
Constitution of a
Princess
Victorian
Gwen
child.
is no more, but she was seen. The fiends
Yeah, I've
did
always known it isn't
spirit
bad.
her away across the swampland south of Gaul.
Coles.
Well, you
She's
can
shopping
endure
at
no
Kohl's.
longer. Oh look, it's the castle guard coming to
We
check on
meet
her.
again, friend.
I mean, Dragon Quest
What
6 and
is
7
this?
has a style
This man
attribute.
is a soldier of Tantagel.
Nice, we can give that to you.
Maybe that's
He-
the one that's set
On the
high.
D&D
breathed his last.
character sheet, are you charisma?
His wounds are
you
truly terrible
wisdom?
to
I was gonna say that probably is related to
Is
charm,
this
right?
thy
Or
doing?
charisma in like a typical D&D.
Yeah.
A message, thou sayest. The
The princess is across the
Now
swampland.
seest.
That's pretty.
It is. But it'll kill you if you step there
Yeah.
right now. Just
Then
like
we
it
must
would
go
me.
that
after
the
her with
swamp?
all haste. Come,
The
what are we
swamp in the
waiting
original
for?
is that like dingy,
But the
dark
party sent in
green.
search of the
I don't know where
princess
the
was
purple came
comprised
from.
of our finest soldiers. Surely we
Yeah,
will simply
strength.
meet the same fate.
Dexterity, constitution, intelligence,
If
and
thou
wisdom
art
are
afraid,
differentiated
then
in D&D.
away with thee
Yes.
homeward, coward. I will go to the
And
princess's rescue.
If you just
Though I go
glance
entirely
at it, it'll
alone.
tell you intelligence is like wizard spellcasting and wisdom is
cannot
divine
allow our comrades'
spellcasting.
deaths to have been in
Like-
vain.
like paladin
that
stuff.
difference
We shall
is
make for the swampland.
academic intelligence versus street smarts ways of the world.
You will remain here and
Yeah,
see that
because
this man is
intelligence is
granted the
reason and
burial
memory
he
and
deserveth.
knowledge, and wisdom is
Hie you
perception,
thence to the
insight,
castle
and awareness.
and report
Yeah.
on all that hath occurred here.
Yeah, I probably
Friend.
would put mine into.
News of these events will
I don't
only
feel
stir
persuasive
discord among
ever,
the
but
people.
like I
prithee,
connect to people,
keep
so like
thy
charisma feels
counsel.
like the right move, but maybe wisdom.
I
feel like
understand that His Majesty
I
had
have my
tasked thee
moments
with
where I'm
learning
aware of things.
Yeah.
now. I
We're making my character move.
Also, no,
Captain,
we're not getting any feedback from
canst
you.
thou
Jess,
continue?
You're good.
do not fret on
We
my
would have told
account.
you by now. We would
We
have let
have
you go
work
for
to
half
do.
an hour causing us problems.
Listen, mute it.
I like that the castle guard shows up here now, actually. That makes sense and is fun.
Flute version of Fame's good here.
Alright, across the bridge we go, though. We got a... Yeah, we have to stop at Cole and buy new equipment. That is the way.
Nice water.
It is nice water.
It is nice water. It looks pretty.
Yeah, it's excellent. And the fade of the focus of the camera, like that... yeah, that's good. Like, look below the dock versus
Yeah.
above the dock.
It's
So-
tasty.
So wildly good.
It's the lighting on the water.
Yeah. And it's pretty here too. Ugh.
But the older like 8-bit footsteps, like the transition moments, and there's little 8-bit throwbacks throughout the game that I really, really enjoy.
I appreciate that a lot. I mean, it reminds me of in Link's Awakening when we get the little like palimpsest moment, right? Like that Jordan talks about, and of course I like lost my mind when we played that.
Yes. Karen, do you remember where the next town is? Is it on the path here?
So you just left Cole?
I left the
Or you're
bridge
heading to Cole?
Heading to Cole.
So where are you trying to go?
To Cole to buy things. I'm gonna check this sign.
So you are trying to go to Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to the east.
Okay. I want to go there before we go to the shrine, because I think I'm supposed to buy new armor, and I don't really want to put all that on.
Dog suit's pretty cute though.
That bag of laughs had a lot of teeth.
It did.
Had a lot of money too. We like that. Less so the teeth.
Yeah.
I expected some teeth in my bag of laughs, but less.
Yeah, it's up here in the. It should be up here somewhere in the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I see it.
Yeah.
Corpse corporal.
The divine dagger being elementally good against undead is nice, but I want like.
They felt like they couldn't quite get away with corpse roll as a pun. They're like, this needs to be 2 words. No one's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right.
I want.
They weren't in the original game.
I'm gonna see casserole instead of corpse roll.
Yeah, that's true.
Casserole.
All right, here we go. Here's Cole.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Sometimes a pun just does not happen for you, no matter how hard you want to try.
Do you guys know
they
since...
have added church officiants here, because there is no church in the original town. Karen's correct. I want to remind everybody.
There isn't. There are no churches.
To reconcile how the systems work, there must be a church.
Yeah, because you would only really be able to save back at the king.
Right.
You don't really get another opportunity to save in the original game. You can heal, you can rest, you can restore yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but if you shut off the console, you're starting at Tangential Castle.
Yeah, you can't pick up where you left off.
Right.
You got to go back to the
The old saving cadence. Yep. So flouncy right there.
Is it like oil?
Yeah, what's the purple here?
It's poison, just like the swamp lands outside.
Yeah.
Nice of the poison to be so bright.
Nice of it. Announce itself like the poison frogs in the rainforest that are like really bright colors.
Sample the sensual puff puff? The deuce.
I know what this is, but I don't know that we should do it.
Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. You've got you now.
It happens off camera, right? Yeah.
Puff 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 puff. Art thou not alive with pleasure? Oh boy, the ritual is ended.
Fluffy fleshed.
Wow.
So weird.
We had an egg cooked in a hot spring.
Yeah. A few of my HP are restored.
I don't think that's all he had, but...
No.
But, you know,
Julian,
eggs are
please
great.
don't. Oh dear.
I did go through all our clips to pull some of my favorites because I visited Jessica's class yesterday, and I did not. There were ones that were clipped by people that like they clearly didn't like.
Julianne shrieking. Watching
both
her
of
scream
those
is popular.
When we
both
were
Julianne
reviewing the
moments.
paper, the Julianne screeching video definitely showed up. So thanks,
Yep.
Julianne.
Yeah, and I
That's
put it
funny.
in my favorites too. There were a lot of ones that were clipped that like whatever they were trying to get, they must not have like edited the clip, because you can like, if you don't quite catch the moment, you can go back a little bit around the moment that you've clipped and then save it. So there were a bunch like that were just kind of like accidental seeming. Maybe somebody hit the clip button and didn't know they did it. Yeah, happy to holler. But I did have Murdered by Hawks in Hospital Boyfriend. That's how I closed us out.
Nice.
It's a good way to end, right?
Yeah, it is.
End with us getting a really bad ending.
That's great.
It was fun.
Alright, we must do some boring stuff, which we must sell things, everybody.
But another
Okay,
clip
so-
I'm really happy
Boxer
exists on the
shorts.
stream is the original, and it was clipped by 2 different people, and they have different amounts of views, but 2 different people clipped the moment that Julianne first said, "This isn't a map stream, Ryan," which of course is the source of our emote. But there are 2 different clips on the channel of that, which made me really happy.
Excellent.
Okay, so here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Since you guys know this pretty well, so having started playing video games mostly with World of Warcraft, that was kind of my in. This idea of like the type of fantastical music that gets written for these world maps, right? All the different parts of the world. This reminds me of that a lot, even though obviously in its original, when in the game, the original games, like it would have sounded very, very different. But then Ryan, you were saying that, it was recorded by the Torquillo Phil and released on CD and all that kind of stuff. Do we know anything about how these particular kind of soundtracks or suites were influential
Yes.
in later RPGs? We do.
Yes, we do.
This one in particular.
So, one place to point out that the original game coined what we refer to as the 8 melodies template, which is essentially, I'm trying to remember, will I remember all of them? Like world map, town, castle, dungeon, final boss,
Overture, an ending theme.
There's one more I'm missing. Battle, just regular battle.
Yeah, battle. And boss. Did you say boss?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that was essentially like Sugiyama came out of doing like a lot of film and TV scoring first, and like trained in a more like orchestral. So when we make all of the, even in the 8-bit, we're able to kind of go, oh, this feels like it, feels like a string line or whatever. We have more authority to say that that's kind of what Sugiyama had in mind. And then also he made orchestrations of these. There were concerts in Tokyo performed in the 80s, doing like what only caught on here, 20 years ago. When did we start doing the game concerts here? But
play in 2006 or 2004, something like that. That's the first big one.
Yeah. But they started almost immediately in Japan and were really popular. And so Sugiyama was a big part of making those happen, and like a lot of his orchestration showed up. So that sort of idea of like this like epic film scoring approach to this. Even when we didn't have to have as much space to write a ton of tracks, that's something that we see in like basically every early RPG, and a lot also the like kind of quasi-medieval European setting for a lot of them. Of course, that's like coming out of D&D culture too, but and Swords and Sorcery films and stuff like that. But
Streamy, R.I.P. Streamy.
Ew. But yeah, there's a lot of influence, and so like Final Fantasy is one.
Yeah, I will note that
it's pretty early. That's like coming off of this.
The reason Dragon Quest got the first orchestral concerts has almost nothing to do with the quality of this game. Everything to do with the idea that Sugiyama had orchestral classical world connections and had the ability to program his own music.
Yeah, there were a lot of other.
Music is not good. It's just good music without orchestral connections isn't performed by orchestras.
Yeah, and there were other folks doing other things relatedly or somewhat differently at the same time, but because of his prowess and sort of prominence, that caught on more than what other folks were able to, communicate. It's a template. It's a model.
Yeah.
And these games were so popular that there was a law or just a regulation that they had to be
Dragon
released.
Quest 3. So many school children skipped school in Japan. This is true.
people,
To
like,
buy
called off sick
Dragon
from work,
Quest
too.
3 that Friday morning. That there was no law made because the government simply requested it and it was done. That no Dragon Quest game has released on a weekday since. These games, even in the modern release cycle, where just like a film you want to release on Thursday afternoon to maximize your first weekend of profits, these games release Saturday.
Yep.
And it
They're
doesn't
like,
matter
no
'cause
missing
they
school
sell,
for
like,
you.
They sell like hotcakes.
And I'm so
I think
used to the
that's-
open world farming thing that I see that rock and I'm like, oh, you're supposed to go mine that rock.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't
ew,
no
ew, ew.
Stardew Valley here.
Yep.
It's when you know you've been playing too many of those games when you go take a walk in nature and you're like, a leaf, I need to pick that. Wait, no, I don't. I don't actually need to pick that up in real
No
life.
extra points from that.
Wheat, I need to cut it down. Wait, what am I gonna do with wheat?
We've been slowly introducing the basics of crafting here with Josephine because she's been playing Animal Crossing New Horizons and like, oh, I need a new axe. Like, okay, what, see what you need. Like, and she can do it mostly with visuals, like, and she's learned to connect, like, oh, okay, that's the softwood versus like the hardwood.
Yeah.
Or
That's
whatever,
sweet.
the stone, picking up the stone and like, oh, do you have enough to go craft it now? Okay.
That's really cute.
So
Oh, you're
it's pretty
teaching
cool.
her like math and stuff.
Oh yeah, well, and she's in a pre-K program that they're already learning how to read a clock face. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember when I learned that.
I was old enough to remember learning it, so it was older than her, probably.
Yeah, the one day they had been learning like the parts of a circle, and like they were like, oh yeah, we were teaching them diameter versus circumference, and then they like did a relay race where they had to like. And they were teaching them clockwise and counterclockwise too, so they had to like know the difference between. And so they're like, test them. And we did. I was like, this is impressive.
Wow.
And then
Amazing.
they learned crone and supine, and they were also using that. And one of the parents was like, I don't think I know the difference between.
Wow. I know how to lie prone on the floor. I don't think I know
Just
how to
keep
lie
healing.
supine on the floor. That's funny.
But yeah, it is cool to like reinforce, and like I know from Ryan telling us, like, when we get to actually reading, there are like definitely games that can facilitate that, right? Where it's like, no, read what it's telling you to do.
Right, and you use the motivation of them wanting to play on their own time to teach them to read, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was definitely Breath of the Wild for me. Look at this amazing tower. Love it.
That is lovely.
Great college. That's funny.
We love more, by the way, in autosave whenever you enter a new location. So if I die, I'll just start right here.
Yeah, that is nice.
That is
This is cool.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
new piece here.
Yeah. Again. Not the original.
But the original would have been a repeat here. So
I know. I know. I think it's just one of the things about having a game that you love remade with such love and care is that you kind of want it to be just the original exactly as it was in this new way.
yeah.
Without the extra interjections and the renamings and things. And I'm like, no, I just want to replay the old game like this.
I don't know if I agree with that for me, because I'm trying to think of like the FF6 Pixel remaster. One of my issues was they didn't swing hard enough with some of those. Like I was like, if you're gonna like
My
do
general
this.
opinion is if you're going to remake it, which is to say add content, change the aesthetics, the whole 9 yards, go the whole 9 yards.
But Julianne agrees with you on this with FF4. So like,
Oh, I remember,
this is not going to be universal, right?
especially
Yeah,
for
for sure.
The PSP edition that we played in full on stream. It was Julian who insisted immediately we make the Super Nintendo music the default. She despised the PSP
Yeah.
soundtrack to that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
It wasn't very good, right? But
that specific case, I'm on board with, but
but the Pixel remaster was a whole totally different ball game.
Pixel remaster, I kept wishing that they would have like committed harder, right? We've seen this as a theme with me. Commitment to the bit goes a long way for me, and this is why Tears works by Sabrina Carpenter, but Wood by Taylor Swift doesn't work for me, right? Like Sabrina Carpenter commits to the bit. She overcommits to the bit.
For the Pixel remasters, 4 had its real moments. I thought more good moments than bad. 6 was relatively weak for me because it didn't do that often enough. And I'm going to sound like I'm just hyping up my own nonsense here, because I'm always the one who talks about 5 as being the secret best gameplay one. But if you were only exposed to the Pixel Remaster editions and had no nostalgia for the Super Nintendo originals, 5 has the best soundtrack of the Pixel Remasters.
Yeah. No, we said that when we streamed it. We said, like, because I think they were careful with 6 because they were like, it's like 7, it's like very loved, and so they like kind of stuck to a more faithful, like, they just weren't as swingy. And the few places where they did like add a new B section that wasn't in the original, we were like so into it, right? But there were so many moments where like, yeah, this sounds about how I'd expect it to if you just put it on real instruments. Whereas like 5 and some moments in 4, they really were like adding a lot. And I was like, this is cool. I like that they're doing this. So that also set me up for wanting that in 6, and then didn't get it in 6. So I think it depends on the game, because like I'm now sitting here like, okay, if we ever, hopefully we will, but if we ever get the Chrono Trigger remake, what do I want that to be? Will I be weird about it? Will I want it to be the original?
Actually,
I don't know.
My students, and hi to any of you if you're lurking in the chat, my students asked me this specific question today, because I taught Chrono Trigger for Games Literacy today. And they said, it's never been remastered or remade, and it's the only one of these RPGs that has never been remastered or remade. Why? And I said, A, the larger sprites of the pixel art that are at least twice as big as any nearest neighbor competitor on the Super Nintendo. That pixel art has held the test of time a little bit better than grid-based movement has. And B, because it has such a unique visual style already, to remake it, you'd have to swing really big to hit Chrono Trigger, in a way that we can all imagine Final Fantasy VI in this engine, and it would totally work. And I said, if they ever remake or re-release Chrono Trigger in that way, I want a full-blown Akira Toriyama Dragon Ball anime game out of it, in the Dragon Quest XI modern engine. If you're going to bother, you go all the way.
Yeah, again, you commit to the bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would be capable of being normal about a Chrono Trigger remake from Jordan. Yeah. I think all of us would not be normal about it in different, maybe different ways.
As an aside, Jordan, and you'll have to be normal.
Without protection,
here.
You might stand against the darkness. Seek out a means of summoning her. Of bringing her back to us. The fairies will. Able to help you. As well, of Tantaja. Must find them.
Those were like audible ellipses in that voice acting.
Ellipses make a sound in anime.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so Jordan, have you seen the fan remake of Chrono Trigger that was issued, maybe the most infamous C&D by Square Enix? And it's a friend of the stream who scored that in full, and it's Matthew Valente.
We haven't done it on stream. We could. Or we could, like,
no, it's never
not the
been
whole
made
thing,
publicly available to play. You can't do it on stream. It doesn't exist officially.
Oh, okay.
And as much as I like Chrono Trigger, even if I had a working copy of it, to be clear, which I do not, we'd get blasted from the internet for that.
I see.
So do we know of what manner of being Lady Rubis is, team?
Nope. We're gonna go with no.
Jordan, I will send you a thing.
I don't remember if I've seen it, so I might need to be in on that DM.
She's
What
allowed.
manner of being she's allowed.
She's a
A bit
bitch. Isn't Lady Rubis the dragon, the mother of the Dragon Lord, canonically,
Mother of
from Dragon Quest
dragons.
3?
She's
The
Daenerys.
voice
The
of the
later
goddess
thing?
that summons us, right? Is the voice of the dragon. Yeah, where we stand, the place where the fairies offered worship unto her.
Right.
Oh yes, check it out. Sepia-toned Dragon Quest 3 now, showing up in Dragon Quest 1. I'm never gonna get over this. I know that Karen hates this.
I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all.
The look back into the past.
I don't mind that. It's that I don't mind. I do mind when you've taken something from Dragon Warrior 1 and renamed it. I know it's different in the later series, but it's just like, this is Dragon Warrior 1. Give it its original name.
Well, that's like when we played 6, we didn't play with Woolsey translation, and that is one area that like things were, they were called differently, lines were delivered differently, and
Yeah.
I kept bringing it up every chance I got. In the
Yeah.
original, it's actually
Yeah.
The
this.
Ted Woolsey
Exactly.
compared to the Tom Slattery, which I
Yeah,
love
I
that I
don't-
can say like an academic here.
I don't prefer the Slattery translation at all.
I think I prefer about 3/4 of the Woolsey translation, and where I prefer the Tom Slattery is where it's clear alterations were made for censorship purposes. I like that they name it as suicide. I like that they name it as teen pregnancy in the Slattery, right? And I honestly believe that if Woolsey had been allowed to do that, he would have.
He would have, yeah.
But it's clear he was not allowed
Instead of
to.
talking around
The
it.
line, they felt much better after they jumped from the top of the mountain, incorrect.
Right.
That's not better. Right? They became filled with despair such that they leapt from the cliffside. That's accurate. But all the Woolsey-isms, son of a submariner, is better.
Yeah, he has so much fun with it.
The
and
wit
like,
is better,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Anyway.
I actually feel that way about this translation versus the NES original, which was so limited by character space as well. One of the interesting things about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 on the NES, especially, to a limited extent also 3 and 4, is it's still fixed width font on the NES, which means you only have so many characters to say something. Right? Unlike here, this is like, I could read a novel in this font and be quite pleased with it, right? This looks nice. I would laugh because I know it's the Dragon Quest font. But that's neither here nor there. It's a modern, serviceable thing. And the Dragon Quest 1 English font is not a modern, serviceable font for long-form reading. Right? Like, this instruction would have taken a page and not a simple paragraph.
Well, remember, actually, that was another thing with the Pixel remasters, the font drama, right?
Oh, the font sucks, yes. In fact, they finally did patch in a second font that's better.
Yeah.
But I manually
People
patched in
complain.
Andrew Aversa's font from Tangledeep, which is close
You did, yeah, I
to the
remember,
Final
'cause
Fantasy VI font.
It was just such an
And it was
eyesore
better.
of a font. It's like I cited in class yesterday with Jessica's students that the Beatrice Ward Crystal Goblet typography article, and it talks about like when you're paying so much attention to like the bejeweled, pewter goblet, you don't see the wine in there, but if it's a crystal goblet, you see the wine, and so like you want your font choice to carry the content such that it's not distracting. That's why we don't write term papers in papyrus as much as I might want to.
Oh, come
So,
on.
to Jordan's question in the chat, I would suggest that there have been multiple translators of the Odyssey that have some level of renown in terms of literature spaces. The question is, what big canonic works are considered so important that are in either non-English or old enough English that we want to translate it, where the translation is considered authoritative? For instance, Shakespeare the cadence of the poetry there, if you translate it from Old English, if you will, to English, mostly sucks. I've never seen anybody do that effectively. That makes me feel the way the Shakespeare text makes me feel. I'm also not a huge fan, though I understand why it's done, of like modernizing things like the Bible. If anybody has read The Message, that can inform an understanding of the text, but it's not going to replace the text for me.
What I thought of immediately in this conversation is Beowulf and John Dryden's categories of translation that he talked about, in terms of like a translation versus more of an adaptation, right? Because he had what? Paraphrase, metaphrase, and imitation, right?
Ew, what?
Oh look, we're back at the castle. Great.
Huh.
So metaphrase is the attempt to like go word for word, right? And do like a literal translation. Paraphrase is like with a little bit of latitude where you can kind of make it poetry in your own language, right? Like, and then the imitation is taking a lot more liberty with it, right?
As a quick aside for Karen, who probably expected us to have to walk.
So like the Wolsey is an imitation.
One of the additions to Dragon Quest III for NES is the zoom spell is introduced there, and it makes total sense as a modernization of UI UX experience to just give that to you now.
Yeah.
See, and
there
that's
was the return
Joe
spell,
wouldn't
but that was like to get you outside of a cave.
Yeah, Joe doesn't like that. He's very like he doesn't like fast travel for one. And I'm pretty sure when he played Red Dead Redemption 2, he like never used it or almost never used it. He would just go manually back to whatever location he needed.
Or Skyrim, there's real gameplay value to not using fast travel in the sense that you will find things you would not have found otherwise.
Well,
here I argue strongly against that being the case. There's only so many locations and we've seen them all.
Yeah.
Right. I can get with that. And you don't necessarily have, if you don't have to grind, why traverse the overworld if you don't have to?
Right.
That's the thing, but like also the way that Joe plays, he wasn't not doing fast travel in order to find stuff. That's how I would do it, right? If I'm not going to use fast travel, I'm going to be like exploring and like grabbing things, and he was just using it because he was kind of like a moment of ludonarrative dissonance for him. Like he also has a whole thing about like he didn't finish Breath of the Wild. He started it and then got really mad when the towers were introduced. Because he was like, is it a game about exploring and uncovering the world map? Or, like, does that not matter?
Right,
and he's like, if you introduce a tower...
I disagree profoundly with Joe on this point for those specific towers.
He really feels that it, it's revealing large swaths of the map at once. And he's like, that then de-incentivizes me as a player from wanting to, like, explore every nook and cranny myself.
Yeah, weirdly though,
I can't fault him for that.
Remember that the towers, unlike Assassin's Creed towers, which are bad, the Assassin's Creed towers mark a whole bunch of to-do lists for you and explore the map for you. The Zelda towers do not provide you any destinations to go to. They simply open the map.
Yeah, he still didn't like it.
Oh goodness.
And like the Assassin's Creed use of towers, he's not as twitchy about.
Well, we can get along with that on that.
He felt that didn't make him want to explore in the same way, whereas in Zelda he sort of felt like it took him out of it. So, we play games very differently. I joke that we are a ludology, narratology household and we keep it spicy. So, we play very differently. He plays very efficiently. Like, he didn't do any side questing in Cyberpunk 2077 because he's like, they told me I only have like however many days to live. I'm not going to romance someone. Which, like, fair point, honestly.
Honestly, if I would find out I had only so many days to live, the likelihood I romance a person is higher, not lower. Right?
Gosh.
What do you want to do before you die?
He was like, I'm not going to do all these side quests. I'm not going to do all this other stuff, because, like, that doesn't feel like in the spirit of, like, hurry up.
Oh, wait. Listen.
Gwaelin.
Okay.
Gwaelin, Princess of Tantagel. It is to you.
This is the opening track from Dragon Quest III's introduction when the goddess summons you to the waterfall.
Mother to the land of
Oh, okay.
Ulfgard. And
and I hereby entrust to you a message. A foretelling of how this world might be saved. Listen well. A great darkness threatens Alefgard. Take the sphere of light in hand and seek out a place of safety. In time, one will come to you, a youth who bears the blood of Erdrick, hero among heroes. Impart to him this message that I entrust to you. Guide him on his quest. Bid him go.
So, Andrew, I like that point a lot, and I've actually had this conversation with Joe before, that in, say, a Morrowind or in Oblivion and a Skyrim, I'm pretty sure Joe would argue there's a difference between selecting the fast travel destination from a menu, like what we just did, and being invited to climb into a carriage where somebody says, I will take you 2 towns over, and then you arrive there.
Yes.
If my memory is right, of course Dana can speak for her own husband better than I can.
Hope so.
The in-game ludic explanation for why fast travel could exist in that way matters to Joe. And actually I like that as well.
I like that. I actually feel the same way with some of the Assassin's Creed. Like in the Ezio trilogy, you had like in-game fast travel that was like getting into a carriage, right? And then in later games, you have the ability to do sort of like menu-based fast travel, and I don't find it compelling. I don't like it. But anyway, I am going to tap out and go to bed.
Okay. In fairness to menu-based fast travel, Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is exploring such a much larger Greece than Ezio's Florence that, like, it would take you 6 hours to get across the world map without fast travel.
I know, but it's not built into the game in as compelling a fashion. It's, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not,
that's for sure true.
It's not part of the in-game world in the same way.
Right.
So
but
it
the
loses me.
Silkstriders from Morrowind, they're like, hey, pay me $5 and you can
Princess,
ride my giant
we have
bug
come far
through
and
town.
fast.
There you go.
Perhaps it would be better if we rested.
Well, peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
We need not do
Good night,
so for
Jessica.
my
Good
sake.
to see you.
Come.
Good night, Karen.
Yeah, 20th century does not end at Rite of Spring. But,
Actually, while we're still kind of paused
Dana's
halfway,
like, no, guys.
because I started my process as a minimalist scholar, so I'd love to like teach glass.
It's fun.
I'd love to play glass too, honestly.
I sense.
It requires an intense concentration, but I think I would enjoy it.
Kind of a trance in and of itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so purple is bad in this game.
Yep.
Okay. It's like a sorcery, evil.
Oh, look at the collar on that wizard. Hell yes.
Thou bearest the
that's
sphere of light, dost thou not, Princess Gwaelin of Tantagel?
Wow.
Fiends! Protect the princess!
Okay. The skullcasting being the 8-bit sound is wonderful. Whoa! Okay.
Man.
Well,
they're all
good job,
playing
everyone.
Dragon Quest and he's playing Marvel. Like,
What is the meaning of this? Who art thou, rogue?
I am the Dragon Lord, Master of Masters, King of Kings.
okay then.
King of kings. Thou art naught but a monster.
Know this, fair princess. The monster thou seest before thee is the true ruler of this world.
yeah, whatever, Luke.
The sphere
get the
thou
sense we're not supposed to
carriest
like this
is
guy.
mine by right, and thou wilt.
Just a few clues here.
I don't know, I love a
'Tis the
wizard staff,
birthright of
though,
he who
Jess.
beareth the blood of heroes, and I shall relinquish it to no other.
Dang. Alright. Go off, princess.
So Rubus watcheth over thee.
Jordan, the problem is
Let
that
us
the
see
Amtrak menu
whose
is an
power is
incomplete
the
system
greater.
of fast travel as far as I'm concerned.
thou might
No, we're not going to consider joining the
Never.
Dragon Lord.
A hero shall soon come, just as Lady Rubis foretold. The darkness thou servest shall not be suffered to thrive. He who is blessed with the power of the light shall see to that.
A hero.
Nope, sorry. You don't get more dialogue time, my dude.
Jessica, do you know the story of how I got proposed to Rite of Spring?
Willingly or no.
Was it through Orion?
Huh?
Was it through Orion?
No, it was not through Orion. So Joe took me out on a boat, and he pulled up Rite of Spring on his iPad. And so I rightfully am like, what the heck are you doing? Like, this is not boat music. Like, we need, I don't know, yacht rock right now? Like, what are we doing? So I'm confused, so I don't see he's going down on one knee. And he later told me he chose it for several reasons, and one of them is, well, if I picked something romantic, he would have known what was happening. So it was to throw me off. The second was I had gotten tickets at one point to the Cleveland Orchestra, and we had seen it together. So like, it's a memory of a date we went on. But also, he also was like, reason 3, I really like the dinosaurs in Fantasia. It was just a cool thing to have in mind.
I mean, Fantasia really influenced our entire generation.
Yeah, the majesty of the
Yeah.
dinosaurs. So, I
can't listen to this stuff without Fantasia.
Yeah, I took over a class last autumn and then in spring for a colleague that went on maternity leave, and so I finished her 19th century class, and I started early music and 20th century. So I've now taught like a third of that seminar survey. So when we got to Rite of Spring, I was like able to tell them that story, and they were like, "What a weird thing to get proposed to." I'm like, "It makes sense though, from like a, you can't propose to a musicologist with like Romeo and Juliet love theme. What are you doing, right?"
Right.
Then I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I know what's happening." So.
Ooh, I like this new phrasing. This is one of those nuances that gets lost in the 8-bit translations sometimes.
These are the dreams of a father, not of a king. As a king, I must think of my realm.
Right, he can't send every soldier he has to find Princess Gwaelin, right?
Right. And Show was going to
I have a couple professors who, when they got married, they their recessional was March to the Scaffold, and they thought it was hilarious.
Ooh.
And like half the people there were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I
that.
sometimes get what I think are really like unusual requests for weddings.
Yeah.
But usually it's just that the song is kind of like inappropriate if you know the words. But sometimes it is just like it'll be a breakup song and they want to walk down the aisle to it or something. You're just like, ooh. I know that we aren't going to have the words because it's strings, but it still feels a little like unusual. I had an all Lana Del Rey wedding, and the bride walked to Summertime Sadness, and I was like, "Are you sure?" Like anyone that knows what this is gonna like have a moment. Or are we happy we're getting married? She's like, "I just really like depressing music." I'm like, "Well, if you own it, then you're fine."
Yep. Everyone needs to know what we're getting into.
Yeah, I did have it was a wedding in like
I don't love that.
I don't think it was a fully desanctified church, but it was like a place that did like multi
I also love the work.
denominational
I
ceremonies.
To work.
Yeah, right. Did like you could get like different ceremonies there. So multi-denominational, but they wanted what was it? Versace on the Floor by Bruno Mars. Like this doesn't feel right to play in like a churchy space. I've also done Best I Ever Had by Drake as a wedding recessional. Like, okay, all right.
Doesn't that song imply that you've had a lot more? Like...
Yeah. So it's like I get that you're like holding this person up above the others, but like there's implications there that are a little weird.
But let's take a minute for all those others. Love it.
Oh my gosh, there's a Tears on the new Kids Bop. You're kidding me. I love that song so much, as we've discussed.
Alright, the Toxic Toad. I love a frog. Alright. What I will say is not walking everywhere and using the fast travel means I'm under level, which I will probably have to pay dividends for down the road, but for stream today it's a matter of convenience for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it is true that a lot of folks are just thinking about, they like the song, they think it would be pretty on strings. Like, a lot of them aren't really thinking about lyrics. People are either very lyric focused or like barely know what the words are even in their favorite songs. I really want to know how they adapted the lyrics of Tears for
Kids Bop.
For Kids Bop. Tears fall from my eyes. Right. But like the rest of it. I just smile at the thought of it. Is this really it? Oh, it is. It is really it. I just smile at the thought of you. Uh-huh. Is it still being a responsible guy? Like, he is a responsible guy.
I mean, there's nothing naughty about putting together a piece of IKEA furniture. No matter what it does to you.
Yeah, but like the line, considering I have feelings, I'm like, why are my clothes still on? What's that one?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that sounds like a toddler to me.
That does sound like you're not wrong. Some kids more than others. Some kids are just like, maybe it's like a sensory thing. Like they're just like, I don't want this clothing. I don't want this tag in the back of my neck, you know? And they just like take their clothes out. You're like, cool. I didn't have one of those, but I have a lot of friends who do have those children.
A million gold coins for the key. No.
Still about guys just pulling their weight. Well, that's good, I guess. It's a good song. I really like that song. I do have a string quartet of it. It's really cool. It turned out nice. Because what I do when I'm procrastinating is I make string quartets no one asked for.
I really like the play on a convention that Dragon Quest started here, and I skipped the line of dialogue too quickly. But you would prey upon us for profit when the world is doomed?
Yeah, right.
Right, the red key. 800,000 gold. Okay, fine.
Oh, I was at a wedding once where the groom really loved Renaissance polyphony, but the bride didn't want any Christian music, so they walked out to Matona Mia Cara by Lafis, which ends with the line, Mi ficar tutte notte, urtar, come monton. Woohoo! Joe and I had all Renaissance music, but it was in a Catholic church, so we were good with the religious connotations there.
I don't have much more money than I once had. Look at how expensive the steel broadsword is. I'll never afford that. 1,700 gold. No. I would love to hear a song. Can we appreciate that he plays piano and not the lute? Also, it's over. That was it.
It's a keytar. It's a keytar, Ryan. The lute version of a keytar.
That for us. Right,
is that taken from the original or was that new? That little melody.
I think that's new.
I think it's
I don't
new.
remember.
I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
don't remember
direction they went. That's cool.
Funny.
The best joke in any JRPG ever made along those lines is actually, oh my gosh, not Sea of Stars. What's the competitor to Sea of Stars that we didn't play that did really well?
Competitor to Sea of Stars?
Yeah, it was a modern but old school Japanese role-playing game that came out. Crimson Echoes.
Oh.
you start in a like millennial fair situation, and you can bet on a race. And
oh, we did play the moment from
yes,
that,
yes,
right?
Right, there's turtles. You bet on which turtle is going to win this little race like you're a little kid at a fair, right? In fact, you are a little kid at a fair. And one of the 4 turtles is like, turtle. Like he's starving to death, and one of them is like, turtle! Well, that turtle's going to win, right?
Yeah.
And so you go, you place your bet on the turtle. And then you've got music not unlike what we're hearing right now. This kind of pastoral, pleasant, town market adjacent fantasy music. Right? The topic exists. Shout out to Megan Lavengood. And the race starts and it counts down like it's Mario Kart. 3, bing, bing, bing. And it just plays the hardest death metal I've ever heard.
Turtle, I immediately link this in chat to
for
Jessica.
Like 7 seconds.
You can hear this moment because we watched this on stream once and I was like crying laughing. It's like one of the greatest moments in gaming ever.
It's so stupid.
And I'm gonna relink it in chat for everybody
because
it's so good.
In chat. I'm not gonna take the time to play it in chat because we have done it before.
Yeah, because we've done it on stream before. Ryan was like, Dana needs to see this.
But it's one of my favorite moments in any Japanese role-playing game ever, which sounds insane.
Yeah.
Until you watch that clip, and I swear to God, it's the funniest thing in games.
So good. Yeah, the procrastination activity of like, I make string quartets, like, I generally use a lot of them. There's very few that like have never come up for me to use. Because often it is something that like I feel should be in my repertoire for some reason. I did Tears because Julianne was like, I think this would sound really cool on strings, and it does. And I'm like, there's going to be a cocktail hour where that's like a good fit because they like her music.
Sure.
You know, like they'll list Sabrina Carpenter as one of their favorite artists, and it's like, great, slot that in, right? Like I wouldn't use it for a prelude for a ceremony, but for a cocktail hour, absolutely. I have an Enya wedding coming up in December.
You tend, I assume, to play in Catholic ceremonies.
No.
Right? Oh, okay. Then
all over.
Do you have any specific objection? Is there music you wouldn't play?
Well, so in August I played for a Catholic wedding where they asked for a bunch of secular stuff. So like they wanted Just Like Heaven by The Cure, which I'm like, I love that song, but it was like a moment of just like going through my producer and just like, did they clear this with their priest? Because I have been screamed at before by clergy for playing inappropriate music in church, and like normally they will talk to them in pre-cana classes and whatever and just be like, listen, you know, it has to be, you know, within certain boundaries. And some of them care more or less about it. Some of them might say your actual processionals need to be something Christian or Catholic, but you know, we're fine, or classical, but we're fine with whatever in prelude. Sometimes they do have that latitude, but like it really varies by the priest. But I knew the priest at this particular church, and he is very traditional, so I was kind of like, what's going on here? Well, it turned out they basically borrowed a priest from like the bride's parish where she grew up, and he had cleared everything. But I did have to check on that. Like I will do it. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get yelled at, right?
But it's not like your fault. You play what you're told to play, right?
No, but I've had priests go off on me about it, and it's like, well, that's kind of your job to talk to the couple and tell them what's okay or not okay.
Here's our swindler now.
Yeah.
Passed out. Why don't we swindle
him? Like he's doing very well.
Look, we got the innkeeper.
But yeah, a lot of the time, I would say a majority of the stuff I'm doing is pretty non-religious, or it might have like nods to a religion they grew up with, but like overall it's a pretty secular ceremony, especially when it's in these like wineries and like outdoor places.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I'm playing in a church, they tend to have some actual like clergy marrying them, but officiating, but it just depends. I mean, I've played for all kinds. I played for I had a lot of last summer 2024. I had like a bunch of Jewish weddings in a row, which were pretty cool. I've always loved some of the specific wedding traditions in the Jewish wedding ceremony. I think they're just like the prayers are really beautifully intoned, and I like the circling. I think the circling is really cool. obviously people like the stomping of the glass as well.
Sorry about this dude's 800,000 gold coins he thought he was going to get. But now... Let's see.
I'm so glad you watched the turtle footage, Jordan. It is worth taking a few minutes out of this stream for.
The turtle thing is wildly excellent. I'm sorry.
So good.
It's
so
very
good.
See, I was going to wait until later. Here, give me a moment.
I was going to say, you should take a moment.
You should take a moment.
You should take a moment.
That makes me want to play that entire game, actually.
We could start it and see what we think of it.
One of my independent study students did a portfolio rescore of a moment from that game that was absolutely incredible.
Cool. We could at least start it and see, because like sometimes we start a game and decide we're gonna play more of it, right?
Yeah, true. Okay, that thing. Speaking for Karen, who's now to bed, status effects didn't exist in Dragon Quest 1. And I know this because if you only played as one character, just like you do here. And if you're one character, I love Jessica Getman's face right now. That's amazing. Yes.
With the muting. It's turtle. Like, we know exactly.
We know exactly. I know right what you're watching. This wizard tried to cast sleep on me, which would be mortifyingly terrible in a one-person party. That might as well be a death spell, right?
Yeah.
And every combat in Dragon Quest 1, I will note, was also one-on-one combat. You fought a slime, not two slimes. A imp, an imp, right? But like this situation was never, ever a thing.
All right, so now that you've witnessed, you can unmute and tell us.
I was muted. That was great.
I'm so glad that I could share that with you.
Yes.
And now I will forever be on Team Turtle.
Team Turtle, yeah, I agree. I'm choosing to ignore Andrew's comment about it being better than Hip Hop to Chocobo. Don't even come for Hip Hop to Chocobo. I feel like I'm that track's only supporter.
You are that track's only supporter, I'm sorry.
No, that's the status effect on his character that yeah. You're right, it did have kind of a backbeat moment from the walking.
Yeah, I'm dying now of poison.
Oh.
Very poison.
Yeah, the way poison works in these games, well, the later games, because it didn't exist in the first one, is that every step you take, it like takes some of your hit points.
Oh, okay.
So you want to like remove the status effect so it stops doing that and then heal. Ooh, skeleton.
Yeah, I'm just gonna eat it right there. That sucks.
Eat it! Get yourself
Ryan,
an
it makes me
egg
feel
and
good that
beat
even
it.
as a veteran game player, you get to die as well.
One of the difficulties of
'Cause I'm
attempting
always
to
dying.
absolutely rush through the game is that you die. I have some ways I can mitigate that, but I don't want to
because
lower
he
the
could like
difficulty
sit and
just yet.
grind for levels and be stronger, but he's moving us. And with a game that he has a lot of experience with, he can sometimes like just wing it. And he Ryan, of course, has some amazing moments of gameplay prowess for us, and there's games he will even practice to nail for us on stream. But I know like sometimes if he's too good, Julian and I sometimes ask him to die in games just so we can hear the game over track or whatever it is. Because you don't get if you look up like a long play without commentary on YouTube for research purposes, sometimes they play so well that you never hear that track triggered.
Yeah.
And so you have to like play
Hi,
it
Arrow.
yourself in order to get that.
Yeah.
Hey, Arrow.
Oh look, it's our bard friend.
And that's something that like I think differentiates our stream from a lot of other streams is that like we're like, no, go die. Like, let's experience that and see like what they do musically with it.
Also, remember that this was the first week of this game for us, so I've not had a moment to play behind the scenes. Normally for a Japanese role-playing game like this, what I will do is between weeks 1 and 2, almost every time we have done 2 weeks of a game, I play an extra 7 hours off stream to be comically over-leveled so we can just get to the music.
Sail through.
And talk about the stuff we want to talk about. Because watching me take that fight against the skeleton 90 times in a row is not particularly entertaining or engaging, even though that is a part of the play.
Yeah. And there's games with, like, as we've recently found out, there's games with missable content, you know, based on the things you are or are not doing, right? Like, this just happened in an argument about Clear Obscure, and I'm not going to out our friend here, but they were basically arguing against the game music's efficacy, but had missed, like, a very major section.
Yeah, like almost all of the
Which,
third act
actually,
of the
to be
game.
fair, in that game is kind of easy to do, because they don't
Kind of
force
easy
you
to
to do everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful score. But
You kind of have to be a completionist with that
Wait,
game.
I need a reference. Okay, so the track is originally used in Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is built on the plot of Dragon Quest 2, except everybody blacks out and Malroth wakes up next to you and doesn't realize who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to look up exactly
the
which
Malroth
track.
battle track in 2 is so good. I can't wait to hear, like, the version of it in this game.
Right, I was just thinking that this track is a borrow from Dragon Quest 2, though. A lot of the expanded plot considerations that we've seen in Dragon Quest 1 are calling either back or forward to Dragon Quest 2 and 3.
Yeah, I love the notion of Anthony Dennis, like, taking the cue from us to sit around / elongate enemy fights / pause to hear music. Be like, wait a minute, let me sit and listen to this for a sec, when I can, right? When it's not like time to fight or something. Yeah, we started with
Dragon
one.
Quest 1, but there's been
because
a lot
that
of
was kind
added
of
to the plot. Because now Dragon Quest 1 is being presented as the sequel to 3 rather than the first game.
Yeah,
so we flashed back to the events of Dragon Quest 3 a century ago. I think 3 times at this point. And we heard tracks from Dragon Quest 3 that call to the goddess, for instance.
And this is partially our gift to Karen, because this is the game that she knows really well. And it's been interesting that, like, she's kind of like, oh, I don't know about all this expansion. But they're not going to make a game like this and not make it larger than the original, right?
Go the other side.
So the fact that they've taken Robin Hood and renamed him Robin Ood, that Ood makes me think of Doctor Who every time I see it.
The Oods.
Yeah. And
yeah, the Ood.
And Robin Hood
the silly
himself,
person in me wants to see
like
the Ood come
this
out.
dummy boss character that we're about to go fight. And
Who's your favorite doctor?
I'll turn the
Jessica?
difficulty down, actually.
That's a hard one.
You could also put the dog suit on if you want.
Oh, yes. Let's just do that. We'll put on the dog suit. Yeah. Okay, we can't die now. We're a dog.
Sorry, what was that, Jessica? Who's your favorite doctor?
I have to say David Tennant, but that's because when I kind of came on, like, the Doctor Who scene, I've kind of liked them all for their own reasons. But...
I love Tom Baker, but, like,
yeah,
I'm a Tennant.
This one
girl.
This one is definitely Dragon Quest 1's overworld music originally. I have the symphonic suite for 2, and
yeah,
this melody comes back, but in a very different way for Dragon Quest 2 Tokyo Phil edition.
Yeah, Tennant's just so good. And then you watch Jessica Jones, and you're like, oh no.
No, he's excellent.
Did you watch that? When that show
about?
came out, I was like, no.
I think David Tennant is actually at his best acting in many ways in Jessica
He's a
Jones.
wonderful actor. He's great in it. He's great in Shakespeare too. Like I adore his work. It was just like it was purely like going from the Doctor to Jessica Jones. I was like, oh no.
So weirdly, the Robin Hood boss here with the British Cockney accent
If thou thinkest I'm
is
letting
from
one of the
Dragon
boys
Quest
just
3,
die,
and I want to know
hast
how he
another
time
thing
traveled.
coming. And if thou thinkest we're letting you die, thou hast another
I
thing
love it.
coming yourself.
And speaking of Doctor Who, I will point out for Jessica's sake, who won't know this, Dragon Quest 11
Who art
starts
thou?
out as a
State thy
standard
business.
Japanese role-playing game, and about a third of the way through,
Hast
they're
thou
like,
come here looking to pinch your
so
treasure?
what if we introduce time travel? And what if you have to visit all of the other 10 Dragon Quest games and fix the behind-the-scenes elements to make sure the plot actually does happen? And Dragon Quest XI is a 400-hour experience as a result, because it's essentially a whole season of Doctor Who-style time travel dedicated to the behind-the-scenes random parts of every other Dragon Quest game.
And despite that time suck,
How many Dragon Quests are there then?
There's 11 of them.
Yeah, 11.
And then
despite that time suck, like 11 is a lot of people's favorite. I think
Yeah.
for that reason.
Yeah.
Thou shameless rogue!
Well, it's smart.
Come
Because
here and let me
soldier, right?
pummel
And
thee!
it's been strongly hinted to me that the new changes, as promised, to Dragon Quest 1 and 2's ending, if you have the save data from 3, is about leading into and out of 11 now.
That's cool.
And I'm very eager to find out. Though we are not going to get through Dragon Quest 2 until sometime next semester.
Well, that's fun. David Tennant also does the audiobooks for How to Train Your Dragon.
Nice.
Shockingly good. Even if you're a Tennant fan, you're not expecting him to be that good, apparently. So, that's fun.
We're probably going to lose this fight. We might have to redo it on lower difficulty. Which is fine.
Like, ruin all other audiobooks for you good. Oh, dang. I will say one of my favorite audiobook moments of this year was I got both the regular ebook, like Libby, loan, and the audiobook version of Ina Garten's memoir, and she reads her own. And there's a moment where she swears really aggressively out of the blue, and my friend Priya was like, I know you're switching back and forth. You need to listen to this chapter. You need to hear this chapter. And it was before I had read it. She's like, this specific chapter I need to do in the audiobook. So I did, and it comes out of nowhere. It's so good.
Okay, let's go to system settings.
Andrew, only 400 hours, not too bad, says the person who had 2,000 hours of Until Dawn for that article.
And
Hold
if
on. We're going to turn on God
Hast
mode
thou come
and invincibility just for this one fight,
Yeah.
for the sake of moving the plot along.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta save here. He's coming up on 11.
Yeah, I want to get through this, and then we're going to stop for the night. But
His pecs are very aggressively
not
present.
today!
No physics on them, though. They don't jiggle independently or anything. This isn't Dead or
Thank
Alive.
goodness for that. I don't need realism everywhere. I didn't really need it in Dead or Alive. But there it was. I realize I'm not the target audience of Dead or Alive.
I'll pull my finger out!
No. Itagaki-san died a couple weeks ago, actually. Creator of Dead or Alive.
I mean, Anthony Dennis, if you haven't read Andrew's Until Dawn article, it's awesome. I recommend it. Yeah, for real. If you'll have to DM it to us if you find it.
Yeah. I'm going back to all of that.
I would be interested maybe that would be a really subtle little tropey moment too. If we could find even just those two examples of it being used for danger. I think that there's in string playing, we sometimes think of, depending on how the gliss moves, we think of a gliss as a very siren adjacent sound, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
So it's probably relating to that idea, right? That it has a kind of a warning siren connection. But what does a police siren sound like in Japan? I'm gonna look this up.
Wait a minute, is it a Gliss octave or is it a Gliss seventh? Now my brain is playing tricks on me. That's a seventh, right?
It doesn't get all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more evil.
Each one goes to a different
Congrats, Ryan.
step, right?
Yeah, and then the other one, it doesn't go quite as far, but it's that. Yeah.
Well, we win here, thanks to invincibility.
Thou hast clobbered me fair and square, but thou wilt spare me, wilt thou not?
I think we have
Okay,
to spare him.
it
for
is
the sake
it
of
is
comedy.
a police siren in Japan is, and they have a shorter one that they play for like
Cheers,
most uses. The longer one, the 8-second one, is for like an emergency running on the highway or other situations where they have to drive faster. Apparently,
Tis a fine old
according
name,
to
that.
this YouTube video.
I like it.
But people are commenting about it, like, oh, there's 2 different ones.
The fork-tongued rogue doth claim that through his veins courseth the blood of heroes, boss.
Is that so?
It's a little
And
less
thou
sharp
needs the
timbrely than the US
thief's
police
key for doing
sound.
some
But it feels like
bits
weightier.
and
I think it's
bobs
a little
or some-
slower of a glyph.
Surely thou. Well, to think,
I need to, yeah.
this Erdrick, the hero who did
Oh wait,
save
we're
the
gonna get a
world
Dragon
all
Quest
them
3
years
connection
back,
point here. Check it out.
worked for one of me ancestors, as it happens.
I will say my favorite comment is
taught them everything they
under it. It
knew,
says,
in
"When
fact.
someone takes more than 5 minutes to eat ramen."
Verily. Cool.
Sarah.
And if our friend here truly is descended from me great-great-granddad's
Hooray.
most giftedest of pupils,
We're just finishing up
that
our
explaineth
Dragon
how
Quest
come he
moment.
just duffed me up so good.
Yeah.
I shall look and
With Robin Hood.
With
Robin Hood.
Behold,
Robin Hood.
since thy
Right.
family and mine
Good,
go
we're gonna
way
get
back,
the thief's key from
I-
this guy. Great. The one condition
thou must
is...
first navigate this here cave.
Oh, sure, we can do the cave. But
I really like
next
Jordan's
week.
This Is
Thou art a
Musicology.
genius. This fellow here will be able to bring him back, no probs.
Well, nice one.
This is what we do on the stream. We collaboratively
And
musicology
just so
in
thou
theory.
knows,
That's right.
there's supposed to be fairies in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes
we'll
we
take care
say
of the cave later.
we say like
Also,
dumb
I love
stuff
that I'm
individually.
In the dog suit. Now that I'm back
The dog suit's
controlling
amazing.
myself.
But in the
dog suit
aggregate,
gives
we
me
often
life.
come to some smart conclusions here.
We do.
Oh, Jordan says my wife is from Japan and she gets so angry when people eat ramen slowly. See, there you go. So that comment under that YouTube video was very accurate.
Yeah, once it's cooled enough that you can eat it, you kind of got to just house it down, right? Like,
Yeah, you gotta slurp.
Yeah.
What's the best ramen? Like, assuming you're not going to like a ramen specialty shop, like of the instant ramens.
Oh, clearly the $1.60 big bowl.
Like, is it a Maruchan ramen? Is it a Shin ramen? Because I enjoy a Shin ramen moment. And yes, it's a little more expensive, but like the spicy is actually spicy, which I appreciate because Maruchan is not. We often will do like doctored up ramen here. So for all of Dana's foodie-isms, like I also have an appreciation for simpler fare, shall we say. And I'll throw some vegetables in there, like poach an egg and throw it on top, or like cut up a little seaweed, or 19-cent Maruchan chicken. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
That's one of the ones. I'll often throw, like in the beef Maruchan, I'll throw like a little bit of Thai peanut sauce and like mix that into the broth. That's real good.
You gotta put an
good
egg
stuff.
in your ramen. That's the deal.
Oh yeah, like an egg is just elite. But yeah.
All right,
Well,
Jessica,
tell
thanks
everyone,
for
did we
checking
make
out
it
Dragon
through 2
Quest
hours?
with us. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did.
Thanks
Congrats.
for checking this out with us for a little bit. I have this feeling that maybe we don't play all of Dragon Quest 1 on stream, but I bring it back closer to the end.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there are going to be a lot of, even with the borrowings from the other game, there's going to be a lot of reuses, so.
Yeah, and there's not going to be more than 4 more tracks, I don't think.
No.
So I'll bring it back.
No.
We'll fight the Dragon Lord and finish it.
Yeah.
But let's move on next week to other things here.
Yeah, we might have a fun guest on next week.
I'm going to try to get us a fun guest next week. But
We
we'll
have to
wait
see if
announce
their
who it's gonna
schedule-
be. We have to see what her schedule is before we can announce who it is. She has
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
yes.
Just make sure the date works out.
That's
What
right.
game it's gonna be?
If it's the right person, it'll be Final Fantasy Tactics Remake. And then that's the goal. And if not, we will improvise and do something else. We are really good at, especially Dana and I, just putting something down and making it happen when we have to.
Well, we have a long running joke of like subjecting everyone on stream to a 30xx playthrough if nothing else,
Right,
which is like a kind of a modern
Mega
Mega Man.
It's like, okay, all of you showed up for this intelligent commentary, and me and Dana are gonna play Mega Man.
We're just gonna play like new Mega Man for y'all.
Right.
We've done that multiple times though. We can only get away with that so often. But actually,
we just
we
seriously
have plenty of things
presented
we can
on
play
Mega
right
Man.
now.
I think everybody here owes us one more. I'm just saying.
Owes us one more. But I think next time, the next time we have you on, Jessica, I really want to do like one or maybe a sampling of Star Trek video games.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe some Star Trek Online.
Because I once was gonna write a chapter for you on this, and then had to pull it for like unrelated reasons.
Yeah, we could definitely do Star Trek games, or games clearly that want to be Star Trek but like don't have the license.
That could also be fun. Budget Star Trek. off label Star Trek. Generic
Star Trek.
generic oldie brand Star Trek.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I love this plan.
Yeah, it's great.
And so one of your students is here, Galactic Bounty Hunter.
yeah,
So
yeah,
see you
that's one of
Monday,
yours.
Professor.
Yay.
Hooray!
There's a few of you guys hiding in there.
That's good.
That's awesome.
That's good. I
Yeah,
love it.
Hope y'all enjoyed.
So yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed this look into the remake with us, and thank you so much for joining us, Jessica. I love hanging out with you.
Yeah, and it was
Glad to
great
get to see you
2
twice.
weeks ago as well. Both me and Dana
Yeah,
were delighted that you drove up. So
Yeah,
So good to see you.
it's the awesomeness of. That's why we have conferences,
Yeah.
to see people.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good night for now,
Ace
gang.
Combat,
We'll be back
okay.
next week. Okay, I will consider Ace Combat. We've never done one of those, and I'll add it to the long list.
That was a request we got in class yesterday. They asked if we took requests, and I was like, yeah, we actually do keep a spreadsheet
We have a large
of
spreadsheet, a comically big one,
and
actually.
we put stuff on if people request it. So yeah, well maybe if Ryan is up for playing Ace Combat, then we could definitely do an Ace
On the
Combat.
list we'll go. Yeah, we got to see how much it is. All right. Good night for now, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.